both teams are playing pretty aggressive right now, with Cloud9 setting up in the B tunnels. They're just kind of waiting to see, try and figure out what kind of a setup is going on across the map. They're really spread out, looking to be a late B hit or maybe some people lower tunnels towards mid.
Yeah, as we do see that bomb just still kind of sitting over here at the back of mid. We do have some of Cloud9 kind of patrolling over here in the B tunnels. Just to give you the roster rundown for iBUYPOWER, of course, it is them on the CT side with AZK, Swag, Skadoodle, Steel, and Daze. And then for Cloud9 on T side, Nothing, Hiko, Shongare, Shroud, and Sympus. As things are a bit slow here, Nothing kind of positioned over here at the B tunnels. He has a chance to maybe take Daze, who has pretty low HP here at the back of B plat. If Nothing can just land the shot, but it seems like Daze is actually getting the better of him, actually taking him down equally as low now. So both teams have a player kind of bleeding out, and so it is pretty even here as Cloud9 begins to gather up on the catwalk to possibly explode here on this A bomb site. There are going to be two people defending it initially. It's going to be Skadoodle kind of spying the cross from Game Helper, but he's going to get blind and forced back. But he gets the one duel against Sympus, and he takes the headshot. Meanwhile, Swag on the A-ramp, spotting them cross into the site here. Steps out, just taking shots, really, really precise peeking here from Swag. He's going to pick up one. Cloud9 still trying to overtake the site, but Swag is just shutting them down with the P2K. That's 3. And then Daze comes in for the last one, and that was just a perfectly executed pistol round there from the CT side. Great A defense, especially a great shot from Skadoodle to start it.
Yeah, and then Swag just went monster with those 3 kills, but the cool thing about that was even if he had only gotten that first kill, he stayed alive for so long that he allowed, you know, iBUYPOWER to kind of understand what was happening and start rotating before C9 even had a chance to take over that bomb site. Even without those kills, he would have had such a monster round just in how he delayed them from taking the bomb site. And that was a weird pistol round too from Cloud9. Normally we've seen their terrorist pistol rounds have been rather quick. They've been taking them pretty fast against most of the teams lately.
And you have to kind of wonder if the reason why they changed it up is because they know iBUYPOWER realizes their tendencies. And I mean, there's a lot on the line for this match. Not necessarily playoff contention for ESEA, but pride. That's the biggest thing, actually, is going to be pride. I mean, they want to see how they play against one another. iBUYPOWER has a kind of a chip on their shoulder. They didn't perform well at Cologne. They haven't performed well at the international events where Cloud9 has, and like the North American faith has kind of backed Cloud9 more than iBUYPOWER ever since Cologne and ever since some of these international events. And so iBUYPOWER wants to prove, hey, you know, we still can beat these guys. We still are, in our minds, the best in North America. And so this is kind of one of the ways that they can kind of do that, or at least kind of start it. Cloud9 wants to defend themselves and say, hey, we can beat iBUYPOWER. We may have lost to them head-to-head quite a lot recently, but we still can take them. And so here we do see Cloud9, of course, on the save round with the CZs. They are going to work their way out mid, and they're trading decently up until a lot of team damage comes in, and Swag picks up kind of an easy frag from the window. He'll pick up a second one as well. Daze and CT spawn with the FAMAS picks up a second. And then that's it, basically. 2-0. Yep. iBUYPOWER are doing really well.
You know, I think Daze is going to have a monster match here. I was watching him play on Nuke in one of their earlier matches, and he would just look like someone who wasn't going to let his team lose anymore. He was playing really, really well, and I expect that to just continue.
Yeah, iBUYPOWER is definitely doing great in the way they've opened things up here, not falling prey to the CZ round, which is kind of huge for them, right? That's kind of one of their things that people kind of harp on them for doing a lot, and they haven't fallen prey to it yet as Daze gets aggressive in lower B, already getting the bomb down here. Spawning around, comes and finds Nothing, grabs 3 kills, and Daze looking to maybe kind of be a little flashy here, but gets taken down at the 3, but AZK is going to be pressing aggressively at mid, catches Hiko at the Xbox, and so now it's all up to Sean, who did pick up a FAMAS, and he does have the bomb, but he's up against 4 guys in iBUYPOWER, and 3 of them are going to be pushing the lower tunnels and just flanking behind while 1 sits at the back of B. And so this is not going to be easy, and it's not going to pan out. As you can see, AZK takes him out, and now iBUYPOWER wins all 3 rounds and only 2 deaths in 3 rounds. That's really good for your money. Yeah,
they have great economy going on right here. And that means more ops for Skadoodle. You know, even if he dies or even if they lose, he's going to be able to just keep getting supplied with the sniper rifle. And this is a map that you can just take it over with that gun, so he's going to have a big impact here.
And just to bank even more money, iBUYPOWER is not upgrading any of their FAMASs. That's even more money in the bank that they're going to get out of this. Now, Cloud9 will have, I guess, a small advantage here, but we see aggression at lower B tunnels. Sympus able to take out one, but Daze is there to trade, and so iBUYPOWER's aggression at lower B has been really well done here the past couple of rounds.
They're also aggressive through B, so now they have control of the B tunnels entirely.
Yeah, Cloud9 kind of battling it out here through the lower B tunnels. AZK going to be spotting mid from the doors as they just keep exchanging fire here. And Cloud9's kind of in a hard place right now. So much map control being exercised while iBUYPOWER having B tunnels closed off and actually having a guy pushed up Cat as well and 2 at mid. They have everyone here. The only good thing is if they can get this guy on Cat, they pretty much have a free A bomb site until AZK can rotate through the spawn. But right now, it's just equal trades back and forth. Sean finally taking it back for the Cloud9 side, but at a huge cost. I mean, everyone on Cloud9 is getting a little bit low on HP. Especially Shroud with just 1, while AZK and Skadoodle are both fully healthy. Ska has his outpoised here on the stairs of Cat, and so Cloud9 is going to go ahead and try to cross long. It's going to be up to Skadoodle to kind of pick up on it. He's back and forth. He's checking Cat and he's checking long. If he just gets his timing right on his peak, it could be big, but unfortunately, as you can see, he actually presses through Cat. This actually does get the bomb set up to Cloud9. They will get the bomb plant, and after AZK goes down, Skadoodle's actually all alone here, but he should catch nothing very easily. In fact, he does grab it instantaneously. Shroud with 1 HP inside the site. He knows he's got to be careful here. He's got to kind of wait for Sean Gears to get in position to help him out a little bit better. Sean on a flank. Yeah, he is. Oh, but Skadoodle misses the 180, and now he's just getting boxed in, and Shroud will take him down, and that's Cloud9 playing really smart there at the end. They made kind of a few mistakes in the middle, but then at the end, they still come through. That's huge.
Yeah, and that was great by Shroud with that 1 HP to not keep trying to peek. You know, you see that often, you know your HP doesn't matter, but, you know, not trying to overcommit to that fight, not trying to be the hero and waiting for his teammate to come behind. And they just pinched him, and he couldn't even save the gun if he wanted to. But now, iBUYPOWER actually, we talked about how Steel said he wanted to op. They bring out this double op setup for Dust 2.
Yeah, I mean, this is something that you see a lot on this map from a lot of different teams, and iBUYPOWER has so many different people who can pick up the snipe. Steel has it right now, but you see Swag doing it sometimes as well. Skadoodle will get the opening pick there onto Hiko, and Symphysis is going to be kind of the solo opera here for Cloud9, but once they flip over to CT side, it'll be him and Sean Gears. In fact, Sean, this is the one map where he's kind of the primary op for the Cloud9 squad, from what I understand, so we'll just have to see.
Yeah, and they love the double op as well, just as much.
Absolutely. So we are going to see Cloud9 extending here on the catwalk, but Skadoodle's op is so far on point. Does miss a shot there, but that's okay. He's getting some rotating for teammates, and that nade is going to come in perfectly. He also does a good bit of damage to the guy who made it to the quad boxes, but he still stands for now. Symphysis all alone, 1-on-4, not looking good. Skadoodle maneuvering around the smoke. Symphysis does take down Daze, but he has such low HP over here at Goose, and the Swag is just going to go ahead and take him out nice and easy. So Cloud9's success is short-lived. They get 1, but iBUYPOWER's right back at him.
Yeah, and they were so you know, comfortable taking that fight against Skadoodle with his op without any smokes. All they did was smoke off the bomb site, and Skadoodle kind of had free reign from that car area to just keep picking them off one by one. And I mean, you're gonna have to smoke him off at some point. He's too good of an opper to not give him that kind of a respect.
Right on. As, of course, Cloud9 is going to be on a save after dropping that round, which means a great chance here for iBUYPOWER to go ahead and extend the lead. I mean, at that point, what do they need to start doing here on T-side, do you think, to start getting some rounds?
I mean, they've done everything great. You know, they actually were able to reposition after iBUYPOWER got control of mid and lower B so well and get those picks, and they were doing really good with the trading. And it was just, you know, that op just prevented them from trading anything. So being able to smoke him off and work from there could be real huge.
So I'm having a PC glitch really quick, so if you can just give me a second and kind of
no worries.
Watch how to fix this
It's
up.
actually not a bad eco round by Cloud9. They get 2 kills. Sean's actually going to go for 1 more in a 1-on-3. Little to no chance of him actually winning, but he's going to be jumping up and peeking window from B tunnels. Kind of bait a shot out of the op, but Daze comes up close and just kind of cuts off anything he can do. Now we're in the 7th round. Cloud9's going to be on a bye. And Skadoodle is still just enforcing with this op. Looks like he is going to be heading towards mid to B for perhaps a mid pick. Might be getting into battle with Symphysis here. But he just has to jump across and he's going to get set up in B. They're actually playing only 2 long right now at the beginning and 2 in mid.
Yeah, I mean, iBUYPOWER is definitely really dynamic with their CT sets in this map, as is Cloud9. You'll see them press 3 long and grab pit control and things of that nature, but in other situations, you'll see them stack 2 cat and just be really aggressive there. So it's kind of one of those teams that really like to move around a lot at mid and cat and long A and kind of keep you guessing. I mean, you can pretty much be guaranteed they're going to be playing 1 inside the B site in some form or fashion, but the way they support B from mid always kind of changes based on the information that they're getting. So the point is Cloud9 can't necessarily rely on some type of pattern. And that's what's so great about these two teams is the readability is not there. So they keep each other guessing a lot, which they kind of have to because they watch each other play so much. You have to kind of constantly keep things changing. Like the way Skadoodle's peeking B tunnels right now with an op, I mean, it's so unorthodox. You know, it's not something you expect.
It seems like they're putting a lot of emphasis on taking over these B tunnels so far in this match, and it's great because it effectively cuts off half the map, or a third of the map for Cloud9. So they know they're not going to be there. I'm actually surprised they even have 2 players there.
Yeah, they're just relying on the Opera at A ramp and like the corner to really stop these cat crossings. That's where Cloud9's really hit the most, is cat.
Yep, and they're doing it without any smokes either. They're just kind of going out looking to trade kills and fight.
Yeah, as Seal got the better of him there, as Cloud9 is going to be at the disadvantage. Dave's going to come out Goose and grip the bomb down as well, so Cloud9 definitely on the back foot here. AZK coming from long A, grabs the headshot on the Sympus. And so now it's all up to Hiko, the lurker here. He grabs one with the Glio from CT spawn, but he's taking a lot of heat. And while he does take AZK down pretty low, Dace and Swag are still up that he has to worry about, so and then there's not enough time. In the end, the clock will destroy Hiko, and he's actually going to get pinched, and he's not going to save the guns. That's $0 and no save, and so looking like a very probable situation where we'll see Cloud9 have to save again.
Yep, and this constant aggression in these B tunnels that IbyPower's been doing this half is really limiting Cloud9's options. That's why we see him hitting cat so much. I'm actually kind of surprised that we haven't seen them try to do anything with long outside of when they swung to it mid-round. Skadoodle just picks Sympus off right in the early NT spawn. He's not happy about that one. But Cloud9 needs to try and, I think, take some long control, maybe get some rotations going on the CT side, use some smokes, and really start getting these guys to play a little bit more honest, because Daze is so pushed up, so aggressive in mid right now. Like, these little pushes are just going to start catching him off guard.
Yeah, I'm almost surprised that cat's not working out for them. I mean, the way that they kind of are so mid and B heavy most of the time, and they play like too long, you would think as long as they can just trade out that opper that's playing back and forth, that they'd be able to get in the site and plant for cat, kind of like what they were doing in their D2 match against Titan at Cologne. They did a lot of, well, we can't take long, so I mean, we'll just plant the bomb and go back to cat, and it worked out for them pretty well, and that was kind of their idea of doing it, and they seem to be trying to do that here as well, but they're not beating that opper at the rotation spot at A. That's kind of the main difference.
Right, and he's allowed too much freedom to keep re-peeking and peek, and he's just able to get comfortable without any smokes in his face, without any flashes coming over as they're taking the site, and he's able to get 2 picks off every time they've hit A against him.
Yeah, that's absolutely right. And so they'll try it again, and they are taking that long control, something that you kind of alluded to. So let's see how this works out. They have to worry about, I believe Steel's over at Game Helper with the out, if I'm not mistaken. Looks like it is. And Skadoodle gets caught aggressive at cat, though, and that's kind of huge. Let's see if they can work with it, but they got to worry about Swag. And actually, Steel has the M4 at Game Helper. And once again, uncontested 2 frags from Steel, and things just fall apart. They got the pick on Skadoodle at cat. They got that entry that they wanted, and then they just crumbled right after. How did that happen?
No, it was just that peek by Steel. He had a teammate flash for him long, and I think it half blinded the first guy that he was fighting. He managed to get that pick, and unfortunately, the second Cloud9 player wasn't in a position to trade that at all. It's kind of a weird angle if you're not properly positioned. And I didn't see how Swag did it, but you can't get much better than an opening pick on Skadoodle on Dust 2, and then to just crumble like that has got to be heartbreaking.
Right, as actually you take a look at the scoreboard, you can see how people are struggling here. Nothing, 0 frags. Hiko only with 3, Shroud only with 2. They're definitely having a rough time here. And Skadoodle moving that op around. He was on cat last round. Now he's up close on long, and he can grab the opening pick here. Skadoodle going to get a nade frag as well. Shroud finally trading it out, but Steel's also here. This time he will get checked before he can multi-frag, as Nothing grabs his first kill of the game. Sean also taking down AZK, so Cloud9 finally had a neutral kind of scenario, but that's quickly eradicated by Daze, and now Nothing alone in a 1 versus 2. He has a lot of time left. No, grab the bomb. He's getting flanked from Daze from sublane. He doesn't hear it, and Daze will grab the frag, and iBUYPOWER is absolutely dominating Cloud9. I'm not sure what's going on. We expected better. I don't know.
They're playing so aggressive away from the action. We saw that fight, all that action at Long A in the cave, and then they just immediately sent 2 people to push up middle and just kind of cut off any escape route. To take ground where there's no Cloud9 players, and that aggression is really just beating Cloud9 into the ground.
Yeah, I would agree. They've done aggression at B tunnels that has hurt Cloud9. They've been really aggressive and up close on the doors at long. That's hurt Cloud9 as well. the cat aggression has been kind of on and off for iBUYPOWER. It's worked a little bit, but it's also failed a little bit, but it doesn't matter because everyone else is stepping up. We do see Shroud trying to trade out at long, but once again, these guys from iBUYPOWER, they make sure they at least trade even almost every round at long A, and so Cloud9 never able to really get that early man advantage. In fact, they sit here at a 3-on-3. Now, these are the rounds that Sean discusses in the interview I did with him that he loves. He feels like mid-round in these 3v3s that his team can really excel. And so let's see if they can do that here and now. Most of the rounds at this point in time, they would have been in a 2 versus 4 or something, so it's had a little bit of a disadvantage, and quickly Skadoodle grabs the op frag onto nothing. We do see Simphis trying to still press up long, but he's battling Swag, who's playing on top of A-Plat, and who's getting the better of him for sure. Takes him down to 1. Hiko realizes Simphis is in trouble, so he's just going to meet up with him here at long. We have to worry about Swag and AZK. Swag takes down his teammate, and AZK from below will take down Hiko. And now it is 10-1. And I don't know, man. I expected this match to be a lot closer than this, that's for sure.
Yeah, I mean, Cloud9's just kind of getting outplayed, you know, with Skadoodle being, you know, as good as he is with that op. He's able to effectively cut off half the map for them to fall back to. When he was peeking on mid, and he gets that pick. Even though those trades at the beginning of the round were good, they just shut down everywhere else that Cloud9 could have gone and just contained him to long. And it was just there's nowhere that they could really go when everyone's hitting their shot.
FaZe once again getting aggressive in lower tunnel. At least he gets traded.
There's that aggression, just random aggression in certain portions of the map is just really beating these guys.
And you would think things like that would get spotted from mid, but they don't. I mean, that's the second time Daze has done that, and no one had any idea that something was going to be lower B.
I think they were a little scared to challenge Skadoodle's op looking down mid like that, but here they go for the retake in a 3-on-3. Or a 4-on-3, I'm sorry.
Yeah, this is actually one of the few times we've seen them late round with a man advantage. Let's see if they can actually come up with it here and prevent this retake. You know iBUYPOWER is going for it. They have all the bank in the world. They have no real reason to not go for this late in the first half with so much money. So they do spill out into the window. Skadoodle gets one, but nothing, trading it out very, very well. And Hiko will pick up Skadoodle. And so Cloud9 finally here late in the round showing us they still have some life left, but they still have a long road to travel. They definitely, I mean, they really need to win out, to be quite honest.
Yeah, they need to get to 5 rounds to give themselves a little bit of a window to get back into the game.
That, they need to piss around the second half, no doubt about that either.
Yeah. And then we're back to that double op setup on iBUYPOWER. They transitioned away from it and they went back to it. They keep trying to like do this switch to like catch them off, I think.
Yep, exactly. Now you see Skadoodle getting aggressive on Cat with the op this time instead of being over towards mid or B or long. He's been all over the place now. Steel still has the op over towards long, so they do kind of consistently have a bit of an op presence at long A almost every single time. But notice that the other guy over here that's going to be who is that? It's Dazed actually this time around, who's not pushing lower B anymore. Now he's in pit. So I don't know if they're playing off spawns or what exactly it is, but they're definitely keeping Cloud9 on their toes and guessing where someone's going to be.
Yeah, and you know, you almost see it out of Cloud9. They look so like scared to like even start poking anywhere as they're starting to walk up Cat now, but they're a little hesitant waiting for any of that aggression they've been seeing this whole half.
Luckily, Skadoodle misses his shot there for Cloud9 as they are going to be able to start kind of working up Cat here just a bit, but they know that op is going to be around, and actually there's 2 ops over towards long with Steel. Daze is going to be kind of playing over here, and I think this is going to prompt them to say, hey, let's go mid to B, guys. We don't want to deal with these ops over here. Let's just try to go for this strat. And so they will smoke all CT spawn. They will press in. They had AZK blind, but they couldn't peek it in time. So AZK is still around, but he does get taken out. There's only one person B. It's going to be Swag. He's going to have to make a decision soon. Does he want to take tunnels or does he want to hold off the side push? He will peek the tunnels. He grabs 1 frag, but just 1. And so it's looking pretty good for Cloud9, but Steel right over the smoke catches Simphis, and he keeps it at a 3 versus 3. And actually, iBUYPOWER going into this retake does in fact have the health advantage, but it's going to be all about how Cloud9 decides to hold this here. They have the bomb down. They just got to hold it off here. Daze is going to be coming through window pretty soon. We have 1 guy coming tunnels and 1 other player outside
Crucial
B.
battle to win.
Yeah, Hiko taking down the B-Tunnels player, cuts off part of the retake. Skadoodle, last man standing, gets taken down, and so Cloud9 is on their way to potentially winning out this first half, but they need to get 2 more to move into the second with a fighting chance, I guess you would say.
And iBUYPOWER hasn't had to save once this entire half. They haven't had to have a single eco round. That's awesome. That's amazing. Especially with the double op setup, even if like, you know, when you start buying like 2 ops per round, you know, even if you only lose like 1 or 2 guys around, like that can start getting really expensive if you keep rebuying those guns.
Skadoodle gets really aggressive this time. Okay, he's actually peeking lower B tunnels. This is the first time he's extended this far. And we'll have to see if he gets caught or not. Looks like a lot of the guys are still kind of sitting here at the palm tree area. So Skadoodle's actually going to drop back. He realizes, hey, they're probably working up mid. Let me just go ahead and kind of peek this crack and see if I can find something here instead. Oh, he misses his shot, and Sean will take him down. So Cloud9 with a little bit of their own double op set up from the T side, though. A little bit unconventional, but I guess things haven't been working out well for them, so they're trying to try new things themselves here. They are going to be working with their way up cat again. They don't really have to worry about an op this time catching them cross into the site, so this is a little bit more favorable for them, as they will probably plant 4 cat though, because they do not have long control. And I believe that is Steel, who's kind of still sitting over there towards long A.
Yeah, and A was just, you know, all those fights went favorable for them, and I'd be surprised if iBUYPOWER actually even went for this, you know.
They need to not. They need these guns.
Yeah.
Like,
and
strangely enough,
they are going to have to save. Yeah, finally in the last round they're going to have their first eco. But I mean, that was just, you know, they caught all those aggressions just kind of pushed up, and they were able to pick them off so quickly and so easily. There wasn't even a chance for a trade or rotate at iBUYPOWER. So just those decisive fights, taking those one-on-one battles in their places, just were huge for them that round, and they got to find more of that in this last round. But they don't have to worry about an op, so I'm curious to see what this will be the first round they probably won't have to worry about an op. Although whether they know that or not is a different question.
I'm sure they have to have some kind of idea that all the rebuying that iBUYPOWER has done, they have to have eventually kind of lost. I think it's telling that iBUYPOWER didn't try to go for anything with 3 people. That kind of lets C9-2 know, hey, they didn't have enough money to go for this and still have money to rebuy. So I'm sure they're kind of aware that they probably don't have to worry about the op. They actually have 3 ops right now, but I think Shroud will probably eventually drop his for a rifle. Yeah,
that was just actually to try and get a pick in mid, and he actually, I think that was Shroud that actually hit Swag crossing down to 50 HP.
Yeah, Steel getting very aggressive on cat, pressing all the way to the back and catches 2 AZK also with 1. And so iBUYPOWER changing it up yet again. In the last round, they do something completely different and just press way hard up cat to palm tree. You have to wonder how they're never getting caught on these aggressive pushes. I don't know if Cloud9 just isn't keeping their eyes on mid early in the round or what. I mean, they actually kind of did, because they picked, you know, Swag through the door, but I guess Steel just picks the perfect time to press up when they're not paying attention.
He pushed cat. He pushed up the cat wall, and that actually what it was having those 3 oppers trying to get that pick for so long actually backfired, because they didn't have any rifles up close in a position to guard for that. So they had 3 people coming out of T-spawn late, and Steel was just kind of able to sneak in and find some like isolated opponents to just kill really quick.
Yeah, that is very true. Like you said, it's kind of backfired. They had so much attention down that sub, which you can't really see cat from there unless you're angled like really well. And even if Steel just doesn't peek wide and stays up against the wall, you're never going to see him. So, yeah, there you go. 11-4 scoreline in favor of iBUYPOWER. And Cloud9 needs to dig deep here and grab this pistol. Otherwise, it's going to be, I wouldn't say no chance to come back, as they definitely made their fair share of crazy comebacks, but it would be a lot easier on them if they went ahead and figured this pistol out.
Cloud9's never done anything the easy way, though. They always like to make things a little bit harder than they need to.
Except for well, even the nuke one against Nip was actually starting out rough before they caught up there.
Right.
That's true. Then they are infamous for 16-14 losses as well.
Yeah, they're a heartbreaking team to be a fan of.
Yeah. 2 16-14 losses at Cologne. They had a couple in one of the ESEA lands a while back against Titan. So it's definitely like you said, definitely can be heartbreaking to be a C9 fan sometimes. But anyhow, let's see how this pistol round plays out. So we have iBUYPOWER marching up some players here on the cat. Sean Gare spotting the cross. So almost deja vu from what we saw in the pistol round on the other end. And this time we'll see if Cloud9 can defend it just as well as iBUYPOWER had done. But looks like they're going to get into the bomb site and get the bomb plant. Hiko, though, coming up with the 1-tap. So instead of Skadoodle, it is Hiko for his respective team. Another 1-tap from Hiko. Can he get 3? No, he has to use a few more bullets, but still gets a 3rd frag. And it is now all going to be up to Skadoodle in a 1 versus 2. But they need to be careful about this. Ska does have the 250, so you got to be a little bit concerned. But Simphis showing us how he is the wizard of pistoling here in North America. Able to pick it up here for Cloud9. Especially great job from Hiko with the 3 frags.
Yeah, and he used his teammates' flashes so well. His teammates were throwing some flashes from long into the bomb site. They were just blinding people on cat for, you know, maybe like a second or a second and a half, maybe 2. And he just used that small window to kind of sneak up the ramp and go up to that rail. And he just had 2 amazing shots just to bring his team back into it. That's a big player impact right there.
Yes, of course, iBUYPOWER is going to buy up armor and CZs and 250s, so it's up to Cloud9 just to hold on and not give up an eco round. As Sean will spot out from Goose. He sees him coming up Cat. Swag going to be coming out long. He's going to be battling Shroud, who is on the A ramp, and he will actually take him out. However, Cloud9's holding off the Cat aggression pretty well here. They get all the frags on that end of the map. And then Hiko eventually steps out with the M4 to go ahead and clear out the long push. And so it is now 6-11. They can hold on to make it 7-11 and not fall to another. Well, actually, okay, never mind.
You know, I've never seen Hiko, and I hope this stays true this entire half. He's being so fast on his rotates from B. You know, he's the B player, so he's usually just sitting in that site making sure no one comes tunnels late with the bomb or anything, but he's been so swift to just rotate and get involved in the action. And maybe he's just trying to pick his team up a little bit or help him out, but that's awesome to see from someone with such an amazing ability to get frags.
Right, as we do have another save coming out of iBUYPOWER here. They actually don't have any armor or anything, so they're probably just going to bum rush something. They don't really have anything to work with to execute, and the bomb actually goes down immediately. So yeah, they're just going to be walking out Cat and giving, just feeding the blender.
Yeah, through smoke, flashing their own teammates. Sean gets a couple gifts there.
Yep. And so now we're going to get back to some normal CS at this point. iBUYPOWER's going to be able to buy up here. Their first buy of the game. They actually don't really have enough to... I mean, Scoodle could buy an op, but then he's like a glass cannon. I guess he's going to glass cannon it up.
Yeah, he's not afraid to do that at all.
And Cloud9, similar to iBUYPOWER, also holding on to the FAMASas and not upgrading. That's kind of a trend. If you can do it, might as well. Save your money.
I mean, it's, you know, the economy game is just something that gets so overlooked by the non-professional teams. It's amazing. Even just saving like one FAMAS and having it for 2 rounds, picking up a free AK, that's just so much money that adds up.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I never upgrade my FAMAS when playing myself. Just because I watch so many other pros do it, I'm like, I guess I won't do it either. There seems to be something good about it, so I think I'm just going to follow what I watch.
I'm the guy dropping my Colt for teammates' FAMAS just so we don't lose that money.
Right. Oh, I was going to make a joke, but it'd be too mean, so I'm just going to move on now. about what you're doing for your team now, but, you know.
Yeah, right? There it is.
Sorry.
Thanks a lot.
Oh, man, you kind of walked into that one. But anyway,
yeah, I did a little.
Let's get into the round here. So it looks like iBUYPOWER is about to go ahead and execute their way up the catwalk here, as nothing going to be playing that rotation spot between A-ramp and long. And he will get taken out by Scoodle immediately, so the glass cannon is highly effective, and the bomb will be placed here on the A site. Like I said, similar thought process of Cloud9, going up Cat, not really committing any numbers to long, and just planning for Cat and working back. And that is what's going to happen here, is Shroud usually does pretty good about this long rotation to kind of come back and attack into the retake, but he's making sure he's not getting flanked. He doesn't want that to happen. And, as he watches that, everyone on this team gets destroyed, and so iBUYPOWER takes the round, and it is now 12-7. So opening gun round, going over to iBUYPOWER.
So they actually did the same thing with, like, they did everyone up Cat, and instead of throwing smokes, they just, you know, they had Scoodle just opening picket, and, you know, he's amazing at that. But Cloud9 sent their AKs out first to try and dry peek against an op, and that's kind of where you saw the two teams differ in how they executed that same strat.
As people in chat are asking who's casting with me, it is Jason Moses O'Toole. He used to start for Elevate, or the former Exertus, same team, for a few seasons before they picked up Desi recently.
Yep, and they're doing actually excellent with them, so that's really nice to see. Actually, I'm very happy for those guys.
Indeed, as we actually casted a couple of matches of them together not too long ago, and we had Warden in here talking about it, so it was cool stuff. Moses definitely adds, you know, that pro player element to the cast, which is awesome. As we're going to wait and see what's going to happen here for Cloud9. If they can go ahead and try to retaliate, they are going to go at the double op setup. Like I said, Sean definitely picks up the op a lot on CT side on this map, and a couple of others to kind of have that double op setup. Meanwhile, Skadoodle is going to be the solo opera here for iBUYPOWER. We're going to see Cloud9 put a lot of emphasis on Cat. They have Shroud and nothing there. They're not playing long. They have 4 towards A, though, and Skadoodle at pit able to take down Sivis and take down Sean. So that's both ops down already for Cloud9, and AZK takes out Shroud at Cat to add insult to injury, and it's just looking rough here for C9. They're not able to get anything. iBUYPOWER just sweeping through, winning all the gunfights except for that one frag Hiko got, and iBUYPOWER just looks so dominant right now in this game.
Yeah, I mean, Skadoodle with that op is just, you know, he's not topping the scoreboard at all, but he's winning him this map. He just, these entry kills these past 2 rounds have been so strong, and his defense on CT side with that op have just been, you know, solid. And it's tough playing against an opper like that who's just so effective at, you know, opening rounds and defending bomb site. There's not a whole lot you can do sometimes, and especially on Dust 2, it feels really, you feel helpless. And he just keeps it going.
Yep, it keeps delivering the pain. Of course, this is a save round for C9, so this is kind of to be expected. But we'll see if they can make a miracle happen with the CZs or Shroud's money gun. Literally, because it has money on it. Nothing going to get close on the doors, and he grabs a couple of frags and an 8K, so that'll make things a bit more interesting. They got a gun to work with, and it is a 3 versus 3. Shroud hiding over here on the blue bin at long. Not really sure what iBUYPOWER wants to do at this point. They have one guy actually inside the B bomb site just drawing all kinds of attention, but it's kind of a fake. Well, no, maybe not. They're actually going to go ahead and bring that bomb through P tunnels into the site. So Swag's just going to try to hold off and wait for his team to get there so they can get this bomb in. Nothing trading shots here with Swag, but can't seem to sniff him out. They just keep trading shots back and forth. A little bit of damage dealt, but not a whole lot. Meanwhile, we do have Shroud sweeping through on the flank from lower B. So he is smoked off for now, but oh, nothing. Misses his jump and actually eats a lot of fire damage. That is rough. But he will still, with the help of Sean Garris. Actually, he passed the 8. No, Sean picked up another one. I thought he passed it back or something because he had low HP. But either way, so far the retake working out okay. But Swag holds off the window push, throwing his little fake flash maneuver. And with the help of AZK, he will be able to finish off the round there. Yeah,
only works
one trick pony, man. I saw him throw his pistol, and I was like, no, not again. But I mean, he stayed alive long enough still, but.
Right. That was actually a nice retake attempt because Shroud actually battled AZK, you know, for some time, not letting him give his attention to the B bomb site, which allowed Sean to get those Sean and nothing to try and get into the bomb site and get that trade down. Just didn't really work out in the end.
Yeah, C9 trying to do their opening long aggression with 3 players just to kind of get someone in position, but they actually really don't. Shroud's just kind of sitting at game helper and nothing, playing way at the back of A ramp, so they don't really have, I think, the control of long that they kind of wanted with that 3-man push.
No, not at all. Especially with Skadoodle opping, if you're going to give him that much space out long. I mean, he had that double entry on 2 oppers last round, and he's in the pit again going for the same thing.
Yeah, it's nothing, you know, kind of realizes that's a possibility, so he goes and throws a smoke up. But like you said, I mean, this is just kind of, I used to see this strat all the time, you know, get your opper in pit, then fall back over towards mid and cat, and they're just not able to contest it.
Yeah, and it's hard because, like, what are you going to do? You can't really peek against an opper of this caliber, and you can't really gauge where they might be at, so you're forced to play cat, where you can get naded and flashed and mollied. They're just kind of in a tough spot right now.
Yeah, we'll see. Nothing has his back turned to try to avoid those flashes, but his teammate actually stays alive, and Day takes a lot of health. Oh, Nothing almost catches him on the drop down, but Skadoodle is going to get the pick on the strat at the end over towards A. Nothing going to trade Days over here at the catwalk, but it is going to actually be a B execution with the bomb, and there is one guy on the site. Make that a second, but both go down instantaneously to steal and Swag, so the bomb is going to get planted. Sean trying to rotate here through CT spawn. Nothing's already in B tunnels. He'll be battling against Swag here just a second. He does grab it, but it's still a 2 versus 3 at the end of the day. And Skadoodle takes out Sean as they kind of played the peeking game at the doors, and Sean Garris kind of lost that game of Russian roulette, and so it is now iBUYPOWER going up to game point 15-7.
So Skadoodle's ability to just get those picks in A actually forced Hiko to stay outside of B in favor of being able to rotate and provide assistance much quicker in A. So when the B hit finally did come, he was in a terrible position to stop it. You know, his only choice was to get into a fight, try and get 1 kill and spot it out. And he just gets killed off, and then his teammate gets picked off. But it all comes down to Skadoodle's ability to just influence the CT rotation.
That and Shroud's just been having a rough game all the way through, and here at long he gets taken out once again. Those are usually frags that you see him get when he presses through long, and he just isn't able to land the shots here. And as you can see, Cloud9 was on a rough buy anyways. They didn't really have a whole lot of money. They're on a scout on Sean, but you gotta watch out for Sean with the scout. He definitely makes some plays with it here and there. This jump peeking can definitely be really dangerous here, as the scout hasn't received any type of nerf since we last saw him pull off some crazy stuff with it at Cologne. And of course, Hiko's going to be kind of up close here on the corner with the mag, so they have a dream, but it's slowly dwindling as all 5 of iBUYPOWER are still up against 2 of Cloud9.
Hiko is just in a weird spot there, just surrounded by 3 smokes, and iBUYPOWER just, you know, this round is not going to go Cloud9's way. They can do whatever they want. They have so many people to just throw against this shotgun and scout. There's not much that they can do, especially. Ooh,
That helps.
yeah,
There's
it
two
does.
low players that long, but I think he has to kind of worry about this guy on Cat. That's the biggest thing. He's not even paying attention to it whatsoever.
He's just gambling.
He has no choice really. Now he knows Steel's up there. And he'll trade some fire, and he'll actually use that smoke to try to get in a position to fight Steel, but there's kind of a gap in the smoke, so Swag spots he go out, and it leaves Sean all alone with the scout. And this is likely going to be the last moment we see here, unless Sean absolutely goes bonkers with this, as he will be working his way up Cat. There's 2 low HP players, so if he can get maybe this kill on the Steel, he might give himself a chance. But Steel with the CZ will shut him down, and our match will end at 16-7. And definitely a more one-sided game than I anticipated.
Yeah, we seem to be getting a lot of one-sided games lately, but just Skadoodle was just riding some momentum, and he just made his mark on this match. And you know, you mentioned it. Shroud had a tough game, and a couple other Cloud9 players didn't play up to the level that we normally expect them to. But I mean, that just happens on this map. You know, Skadoodle can just kind of dictate the flow with that op, and if you don't have anyone to put him down and keep his money in check, that's exactly what he's going to do.
Right on, man. But definitely a good game. It's always really nice to see North America's finest go up against one another. And of course, there's probably, you know, 4 or 5 decent teams in North America, like at the professional level, to kind of see good matches from. But of course, it's always a treat when you see the 2 best, the 2 teams that represent us internationally, the 2 that have the biggest rivalry right now in North American CS:GO, kind of come together for matches like those. And we always expect them to be really entertaining and really flashy, and some highlight reel moments and things like that. I actually always kind of expect it to be a grind for both teams, where they both really have to work hard at the win, but it seemed like that was all but the case tonight. It seemed like iBUYPOWER, from start to finish, never really lost control of the game.
Yeah, all that early aggression by them in the B tunnels and in mid, and you know, the random pushes longer Cat with Skadoodle's op, like they really dictated the pace of the game, and they had Cloud9 kind of play into their tune the entire first half, and that just kind of put them in such a deep hole that it was so hard for them to dig out of in the second half.
Yeah, I mean, I'd have to agree with that. I mean, even after winning the pistol round in the second half, I think they pressed it, what, 7-11, and at that point, you kind of think, okay, now C9 are kind of in striking distance. Now is their opportunity to get back in this game. And then they lose the opening gun round, and they, in fact, never won another round after that. I mean, it was a win out from there, right? Yeah. They won 5 in a row to win the game.
And you know, but it was just like right at that 4th round, you know, you talked about Sky being glass cannon and whether that was a good idea or not, and he opens up the A bomb site for him. And you know, that was one of the things, Cloud9 had such like a retake set up on A. They had, you know, people at long, they didn't have anyone in the site or at rail, and it was just interesting to see them decide to take those fights that they did instead of sticking to that kind of retake setup that they were playing. You know, why not have someone at the rail to kind of delay and help your team get there and maybe get 1 pick, 1 or 2? That's exactly what iBUYPOWER did, and it worked out really well.
Right on. So, I mean, that's it for commentating matches tonight.